All right. So transitioning into the main topic at hand, right? Could Med Supp save your AEP? I thought the best place to start with this is kind of setting the table, not for dinner, but for the topic.
For breakfast. It's still morning.
Not for dinner, but for breakfast. Brunch for
Pop-Tarts?
some of you.
Mimosas? Bottomless mimosas this morning?
Morning mimosa. So, we've talked a lot about Medicare Advantage and this AEP and kind of what you need to know. I don't feel like there's much more to say about that. And the vast majority of markets have a huge abundance of plans that are available that are going to be fantastic options. There's plenty of opportunity, a lot of SARs, a lot of plan cancellations, but in a couple of places, right? Connecticut comes to mind. Idaho comes to mind, a couple of different places. I would say 3 to 5 states.
Yeah.
I've been hit probably the hardest, where there is very little to no Medicare Advantage options. And even if you're not in one of those states and you have Medicare Advantage options, but you don't feel like there's as much options as you'd like, whatever the case might be, Medicare Supplement could be your saving grace this AEP. It's almost like agents forget that this product line even exists. And
Absolutely.
not only does it exist, it is prominent. It is available everywhere, the same everywhere minus Minnesota and Wisconsin. And it's something that opportunity-wise should be at the forefront for a lot of you. So, and we also feel so strongly about this, we're actually deeming October as Medicare Supplement Awareness Month. You guys might have seen that there's sometimes endangered species, right? Whales come to mind, right? There's poachers going after the whales. Save the whales! And we feel like we feel we feel like Medicare Supplement needs to be saved just like the whales. And this AEP could be a big step in terms of, for those of you that feel like you don't have a lot of options, leaning into the Medicare Supplement products and becoming a Medicare Supplement aficionado for your clients.
Let's take this a step back. So, like, even in the heyday of Medicare Advantage, 2-3 years ago, 4 years ago, before non-commissionable plans, right? Before the type of chaos that we're seeing now, and that we saw some last year, and we'll probably see next year too. It was always a good idea, and I've always been a fan of and recommended having diversification in your book of business. I would never tell someone that you should be 100% Med Supp or you should be 100% Medicare Advantage. I think even before any of this, now more than ever, though, that message is important, is having that diversification is going to help. It's a safety guard. It's going to help protect your book.
Yes.
It's also, if you're not well versed in one or the other, and again, kind of the old guard, they refused to sell Medicare Advantage until they were basically being dragged kicking and screaming by their own book of business. And if they didn't start selling Medicare Advantage, they were going to start losing a lot of their own clients. So now I feel like we're almost seeing the opposite, the pendulum now swinging the other way, where some of you have been so reluctant to sell Medicare Supplement, or you've just been so used to staying in this Medicare Advantage realm, and now you have opportunity to kind of rebalance your book, right? And it's just going to help really everybody. I think it'll help the industry, it'll help the beneficiary, it'll help you and your revenue, and help your own diversification. So some areas, like Christian said, are going to be, it'll be even more important than others, right? So some markets didn't see much of a change this coming AEP for 2026. Others got annihilated, but the annihilation is really a much smaller number of markets than what most of you would think based on, again, the comments that we've been seeing from you guys over the past several days of the whole world's ending. In a few states, it'll be a tough AEP for sure. But guess what? There's no non-commissionable Med Supp plans. Did you know that? Did you know?
And you might see a post at one point where someone's like, Med Supp commission's gone.
I told you there was that post. There was that post like a week ago or within the last week. An agent said that one of the major carriers is getting rid of Med Supp. That's what that's what they tried to say. They're like, I heard Med Supp's going away. No more Med Supp. It's just so crazy.
Where? Somebody posted the other day and also sent me a private message. I still am kind of confused by it, saying that their FMO is not paying Med Supp overrides anymore, which I'm like,
oh, I saw that.
First of all, Med Supp doesn't, for most carriers, don't really have overrides. You just have a higher commission level, and it comes from the carrier. So I'm like, what are you saying? What are you talking about? Like, and when I explained that, it was like the conversation ended. It was like, oh, okay. Which I'm like, you haven't answered my question.
That was my first thought when I saw that post. Is I'm like overrides. I'm like, what? I'm like, what are they talking about? I'm like again,
there's so much
confusion.
I would say 75% of everything that you guys are seeing, specifically in the groups, is someone that writes 5 apps a year freaking out about something that's not real. No plans anywhere. It's like so
the house of cards.
It's like
is tumbling.
It's like Antifa fake accounts or something. Insurance.
Well, there's again, and we've talked about this on the show before, but a lot of agents in this space are only really active during AEP, right? This is how it's been historically since I've ever been in the industry for the past decade. And it's always been confusing to me because when you see like how much opportunity there is year round in the Medicare space, I've never understood the agents who are like, I'm going to come in and bust my ass for 10 weeks and then I'm not going to look at, touch, or think about Medicare until next year. And
I've never understood that either. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, wouldn't you say there's probably 70, like there's a huge percentage of agents who fall into this category. Wouldn't you say like 60%, 70%? I would say maybe even more than half of the industry.
Yeah.
Would you say that? Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. And it's definitely a conundrum to me. I mean, Med Supp, you guys, is something you can sell all year round. It's something that doesn't change. It's something that is really simple if you think about it, right? So the plans are standardized. You have the same plans across the board, minus Wisconsin and Minnesota. Don't sell in those markets if you're confused by what I'm saying. You have 48 other states where it's all the same. But in Med Supp, you don't have a million election periods or SEPs. You really have 3 reasons why somebody can enroll. It's really beautiful in the simplicity when you think about it. So, what are the 3 reasons you can enroll a Med Supp person? Well, you have open enrollment, which is new to Medicare or turning 65, one or the other. No health questions. Full commission is paid in every state. 2, you have underwritten. Go through some health questions, get underwritten, medically qualify. Full commissions paid in every state. Then the 3rd one you have is guaranteed issue. 9 out of 10 agents, I am convinced, do not understand the difference between guaranteed issue business and open enrollment business. It is an uphill battle trying to explain this to agents far and wide. But guaranteed issue business is when somebody gets accepted with no health questions for some reason without being new to Medicare or turning 65. So they could be being dropped on a plan, on a group plan. Maybe a Medicare Advantage plan is doing a SAR and terminating everybody. Maybe you're in a birthday rule state and they're moving because of birthday
Yep.
rule. All of that is guaranteed issue. It's not applicable in every state, but in a lot of states, guaranteed issue business pays a lot less, right? You might have 90 to 95% of your commission cut for guaranteed issue business. So, but when you look at it from that perspective, you have 3 boxes that every single app you'll ever write for Med Supp will fit into, right? Yep. And Med Supp, traditionally has less service work. Plans don't change, premiums do. You can revisit them every single year. And, Medicare Supplement is, I don't know, man. I mean, it's a beautiful product. You can sell the aspect of open networks. You can go anywhere, right? I hope I'm preaching to the choir about this. You don't have to deal with prior authorization. Things are approved much easier. The plan benefits will never change, like I said before. It's a very simplistic type of plan. And there's still a lot of seniors out there that don't want Medicare Advantage and they want Med Supp. With all the propaganda out there about how evil Medicare Advantage is, I disagree with almost all of it. But if that's the direction you want to go, why not lean into that? Why not lean into that and become a Med Supp purist and demonize Medicare Advantage? It's actually pretty easy. I think I'd be a billionaire if I did that. So now, do I think you should be selling Med Supp and not Medicare Advantage if you have access to both? No, sell both for sure. But Med Supp should at the very least be a huge part of what you're selling.
This was the old guard, as we like to call it. And shout out to Nicole. She said a few months ago we were having a funeral for Med Supps, and now they are a beautiful product. That is the truth. But
pulled out of the grave.
We were talking about the death based on the trajectory of the product, but we are now trying to take a stand as a community to stop this funeral from happening.
Listen, I want to say something about that, right? The funeral is real. The endangered species aspect of it is real, but you guys can save the supps. That's what Med Supp Awareness Month is all about.
We can save the supps.
You can
together.
Save the supps. Picture 25 poachers in little rafts chasing a whale. The whale is trying to get away. The whale is swimming. The boats are after him. They're like, get him! There goes the whale. Instead of a whale, picture a big F or G or N. Save the supps. They're going in danger. So the funeral is still on the table, but you guys can prevent it from happening. We don't need to be pallbearers. We don't need to dig the hole. We don't need to dump the carcass of Med Supp into the hole if we all work together to save the subs.
I think that even when things get really bad, even when Med Supp becomes a very endangered species, there will always be a niche for it, but it doesn't even have to get that bad to begin with. If we do all take a stand together and offer this product more often, here's where there's kind of a line, and we're going to get a lot more into this over the next month, you guys. I think one of the main reasons we've seen this huge decline over the years is because agents don't want to actually have to sell anything. Some of you are even opposed to the title being a salesperson. And yes, there's an actual premium attached to a Med Supp. And yes, you have to get banking info for a Med Supp. Whereas with a Medicare Advantage plan, you don't have to do those things. So in some ways, the sale might be a little bit harder than a Medicare Advantage plan. But there are so many benefits to both you as the agent and to the consumer, to the beneficiary. I think you're doing yourself a disservice if you're not spending more time offering Med Supp, especially this AEP with the chaos that's going on.
You guys want to avoid the funeral? Nobody wants to attend the funeral. I don't want this to happen. I don't want it. I don't want to put the F, the G, the N in the box. We can do something about this, guys.
We can.
Save the Supps.
Save the Supps.
The Supps.